if anybody comes on, I will be surprised. So there's that. Yeah, you'll notice a lot more bubble wrap in the background. I went out shopping yesterday. Um, got a lot of cardboard boxes. Walmart, I got the delivery of the bigger moving boxes. So I think by the time I do my next live stream, there's going to be a lot more stuff in the room finally boxed up. What you'll probably see in the background, like from my bed to like near the closet, which you can't see, will just be a bunch of boxes full of stuff. So, yeah, I've been awake for like 12 hours. I woke up around like 4:30, or no, it was like 5 o'clock yesterday. Because I left here around 7, and I was out for like almost 4 hours. I went to GameStop, Walmart, Dollar Tree, Target, Ross, Food Lion, Neighborhood Walmart, and CVS. So I have not watched Sisters yet. I was out from like 7 till about 11 ish. It felt good because I haven't even been out of my apartment myself in like 10 days or so. Not because of COVID, but because on and off snow and not having money. So there was that. Most of my money went towards the house, to put more towards the down trash in the trash can. Put more money down for the down payment. And yesterday morning, I took an Uber to the Walmart not far from the apartment. I didn't, because I was up for a long time. I didn't want to drive, so I just took an Uber. And in my searching, I found 3 packs of Pokemon cards. I went to half a dozen stores, but only found 3 packs of Pokemon cards in CVS because it's impossible to find. But thankfully, I have binders and boxes full, so I'm good. Yeah, I feel bad though because I have not done my oval review, but that's why I'm glad I do the live streams directly after the episode so we can talk about the episode in real time. It's like, hey, the episode just ended, let's talk about it. And you'll get my more formal review the following day. But also, yesterday, around this time, from like 2:30 to around 5 o'clock or 4:40, almost a little under 3 hours, working on TurboTax. I got all my YouTube stuff down. I was in the green. I was like, whoa, because I keep up with all my receipts. When you're self-employed, taxes are different, like the 1099K form and whatnot, way different than the W-2s. I hit the wrong button. I don't know what happened, but it just kind of like started over. So now I got to do it again, which sucks, but I will take care of that by this weekend. I got a long list of videos. I know that yesterday they put out a full on trailer for Delilah, not a first look like we got during that own special last month, but we got a full on trailer. I have not watched it, but I'm going to do a review. I actually spent the past couple hours, I did laundry, so this gray shirt is not the same gray shirt I had on last time, even though I have like 5 gray shirts. This takes me back to when I first got started doing live streams where I had no etiquette in regards to looking presentable. Like, I just don't like those old videos because I was wearing shirts where the neck was like all the way down here because the shirts were old. Like, they weren't ripped. They fit. So, yeah. Not much going on, to be honest. Just working. It just feels weird to actually have like semi-spring weather, especially after all the snow. But I do believe starting like tomorrow, we're in for like several days of nothing but rain. And since I went out and about last night, really no place for me to go, unless I go to like the strip mall that has like Ollie's, Staples, Dollar Tree. There's another one across town. I might Uber there. Like, because I have my car parked and it's full of gas, so it's like I don't really want to go out again unless I have to. So, Plus, Pokemon cards are just impossible to find. When I was in Target, I saw they actually have that part of like the store kind of sealed off for real. Like whenever they get Pokemon delivery, there's a line and you're only allowed to get one. So it's like I spent $45 on Amazon to get one of the boxes. And they're only 20 in store, but you can't find them. Let me tell you what happened yesterday. My sister back at home, she had a dentist appointment, and I said, "Hey, are you going to Walmart afterwards?" She's like, "No, but I can." So she video chatted me in Walmart because back at home it's a small town. So, not a lot of people do the kind of thing I do. So they have Pokemon cards, not from the latest expansion that everybody's going for, but I did get a few, but I just cashed after the money and some gas money. So I got like 5 boxes of cards waiting for me back at my folks' house. I'm actually going to touch base with Clayton Holmes today. I called a couple of times yesterday, but my point man, the one who's helping me out, he wasn't there. Basically, the double wide is, maybe I'll do a video showing you the house I signed up for, but there's also the house I need to switch to because, long story short, I really wish I didn't go to see the house the day I did because of the fact like my bank account was empty. I had some credit that I needed to pay off. So my finances weren't in the best position. Like my credit was still, good. It was like in the lower tier 600s, but the thing about it is I rarely use credit, but when I get paid from YouTube, I paid off like that. Like I only got like a 300 credit at the bank. Like I know if I updated how much I make per year, I'd get it bigger, but I don't want to have insane credit, because I don't want to be in debt again. Student loans are all the debt I have. Oh yeah, the reason I titled the video the way I did is because yesterday they put the WandaVision soundtrack on Spotify and iTunes. Agatha All Along is the #1 streaming song on iTunes. Can you believe? Amazing. So I was listening to the music. So I was in the WandaVision mindset. So I was awake all night and I'm like, it's Thursday. It's not Friday. So I'm like, damn. Oh well. But I can't wait for the next episode. There's only 2 episodes left if I'm not mistaken, 8 and 9. So should be cool. But yeah, I think I'm done spending money for the time being. I've already paid all my bills. Baltimore, can't sleep. The Oval and Sisters have been good. You know what? I'll wait until episode 3 of the Oval, but I remember. Yeah, I want to do a full video when the house is all set up. Like when I went, because I got a lot of video footage from the lot because we went through like 10 different houses and I got videos and pictures of all that stuff, but I'm not really going to compile it together until it's done, makes the most sense. But yeah, I'm going to touch base with the housing lot today because basically I don't know why, but like a lot of banks and whatnot and loan companies, they don't finance single wide houses. They only do double wides or bigger. And when I was at the housing lot, there were plenty of great double wides. There were only 2 single wides we went in. The first house, which was the one that I ended up, well, no, actually, the last house I saw, which was next to the first house I saw, is the one I signed up for. And I'm like, these double wides are great. A lot of them were like in the 100,000, but it's like, thanks to you and eBay, I'm able to make that kind of money, to pay it off in a couple of years. Again, single, no kids, and I feel like having a bigger workspace, a house, I'll be able to like work even more efficiently. But the double wides, I'm like, they're great, but they're really too big for me because I don't need a house that big just being there by myself, I am adding, no matter what house I get, I'm adding a fireplace. There will be no carpet in the house. I got my Swiffer wet jet, that's all I need, and a broom. So that'll be pretty cool. But it's hard to imagine, like we only got 3 more days this month. So March, April, May, June is like the final month. Like our lease ends at the end of June, which is strange because by now they usually send us a lease telling us, hey, let us know by March something if you're staying for another year. We haven't gotten anything like that yet. But basically, the house thing, man, it's stressful because I'm balancing a lot right now, between trying to finish my taxes, um, put money down on the house, so the eBay thing, I needed a break from eBay because I really, really overdid it on Sunday when I had so much to get ready. And go for the, yeah, I know it's a mobile home. Honestly, I want a house, but eh, again, I don't think a house makes a lot of sense unless I know for sure where I'm going to be for the rest of my life, that kind of thing. But it really, I mean, if I make it really really big, I can have multiple houses. It's all good. But yeah, my dad's like, why don't you just get a trailer? No, because I grew up in a trailer. No, and they ain't looking down on anybody because again, I grew up in a trailer. I am choosing a house that I want. Just so yeah, 3 rooms, 2 baths. One room is going to be dedicated to YouTube. Basically, it will be my work room. Like I go in there. I know one thing I really want to do. Well, a couple things is eventually get a Twitch started to do like podcast stuff because I love watching other content creators do that because they talk about anything. It's like some people on Twitch, it's like less restrictions than YouTube. So for example, if I'm talking about a show, I can like have the show up on the screen and talk about it to not worry about a copyright claim, and then I can like take that footage and put it on YouTube. So it's pretty interesting. I've never gotten TikTok. Like I might get a TikTok as well. I don't know what kind of content I would make, but I feel like I'm more of a outside. Unless it's memes are like the only short form of content that I create, or social media posts. But I think for me, I love the longer form. Like when I'm doing videos and whatnot. But yeah. Because when I went out yesterday, I got a lot of cardboard boxes and more bubble wrap and tape. Basically, I'm going to go ham on eBay for the next few weeks here because, like I said, I'm trying to stockpile. If I can put at least like 5,000 down on the house, I think that'll look good to financiers. But, you know, I want to put more than that. But I think 5 is a solid number because if I get the double wide, um, I think if I could put down 5 and just show like, once I'm done here, then I can really, work for it because my car's paid off and everything. So, it's weird because one of my semi fears is forgetting how to drive. I know that sounds stupid, but given the fact that, ever since the pandemic, I haven't really went out much. It's like one of my fears, like, oh my God, what if I forget how to drive? But it's like riding a bike, so I was okay. I know it sounds stupid, but it's just one of those things like, man, I ain't done it in forever. But no, I'm good. But I love Uber just because, just networking. Talk with people, have a good time, just chill in the back, get out, rate, tip, and then go about your day. So, yeah. I know it sounds weird, but I'm already thinking like, between now and when it's time to actually move, I don't even think I'll be driving more than like 10 times because like when I go out to shop and I stockpile, like I don't need to go out anytime soon, especially during the pandemic. Mostly everything I need could be delivered, ordered online, DoorDash, whatever the case may be. So, I've just gotten used to it. Of course, moving back to my hometown, I will not have access to those things because moving on my mom's land is like 20 minutes away from town, so no deliveries there. Oh well, it's all good. But yeah, I know later I'm going to go to sleep eventually, hopefully within the next hour. Because I had some mail from eBay. I just put that in the mailbox in a box by the front door for pickup. I don't need to go out like I said. Did laundry. I showered. Because I was sweating up a storm because it was warmer than I thought last night when I was out. So I took a shower. I know I need to watch Sisters, which I will do. And Yeah, I think the first videos I'll do obviously would be the Oval and Sisters review. I might throw in the trailer breakdowns too, because thank goodness this week they put out the trailers early as opposed to taking so long. Yeah, when you send me those long posts, I really don't reply just because I don't really talk about that stuff in general. I just have my own private thoughts. So I really don't really focus on it. Ever since the current president is in office, thankfully I haven't been seeing a crap ton of political stuff flooding my news feed. But at the same time, I was talking with an Uber driver yesterday, and we were talking about how things have been during the first month, and I'm just like, yeah, first of all, he was like, yeah, gas prices went up, and I'm like, yeah, it was brought to my attention, as an eBay seller, that postage has went up, and I'm like, yep, that affects me, and also just some wavering conflictions on some of the promises that were made during the election season, like student loan forgiveness and minimum wage being increased or something like that. I don't know. Like, I really only follow specific platforms of politics that really impact my life as a single self-employed person who's in college debt. So, yeah, it is what it is. But yeah. Then I know a bunch of the cases that were pretty prominent last year, during the George Floyd saga, if you will. Certain people aren't being charged for different things, and I'm like, yep, I wasn't really surprised. It's kind of like, once the quote unquote PR fire has been extinguished and the world has kind of moved on to other things, you know, stuff happens. But like I said, don't really get into that stuff, at least on social media, that is. I might chat with a couple people, but that's a very rare occurrence. But yeah. Because, yeah, we got what? One. Yeah, we got about 2 weeks before we get to the point where I got 4 shows to review. Ruthless Delilah will be added to the the listings once they're premiered. Season 2 and whatnot. Sorry, I'm pulling up the live stream on my computer. I forgot to do that. I didn't think anybody would show up, so. She already found the body. Yeah, pretty much. I knew that once the final counts, well, once it was official that Biden was president, I'm like, I just hope politics becomes boring again, as opposed to me, having to have it shoved in my face every day and wondering, okay, what happened today. But thankfully, that's not the case. So I'm glad that's kind of over. What happened to For Better or Worse? No clue. I never really watched it. That was before my Tyler Perry time in terms of me watching his stuff religiously. Oh yeah, I see it trending now. The possibility of a third stimulus check. I don't believe it until I get it. That's just me. Yeah, I didn't watch the episode, but apparently there's a lot of Andy hate going on. So my assumption, She probably tells Gary to stay or something like that. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened because I did not watch it yet. Sorry, but the timeline thing, I don't care anymore. I've said it many times. It's it's not. You can't keep up with it. I'm sure once we see more crossover moments, things might make more sense. But I gave up trying to calculate that a while ago. Ruthless is behind the Oval season one, and that's pretty much the simple way to put it. I think what we got some Oval titles people have sent me. I just haven't read over. Yeah, like I said, I haven't been focusing on the YouTube as much. I mean, it's only been about a day. I've done a lot, so you all know it's coming. Because with this rain coming, I know I'm just going to be inside chilling. So I'll catch up sooner or later. Hmm. Any other things y'all want to talk about? Like I said, I'm just chilling. Nothing really. I might do a live stream after I watch Sisters, just because I want to talk to y'all about the Andy thing. I'm looking up on Twitter. Apparently, Gary proposed again because remember he did that in season one. Wait, isn't he still married to Jasmine? Like they haven't gotten a divorce? How did that even work? Ah, he did propose. Okay. Yeah. Plus, there really isn't much choice. I did watch. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet, but I did watch some clips of the Superman and Lois show, and I'm like, oh damn, okay. And then I saw some Black Lightning season four clips, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to get back into the CW. Watch for fun, of course, but yeah. He said he filed. He showed the papers last night. Remember, Jasmine probably still in the hospital. She isn't dead. Remember, so she'll pop up eventually. I'm sure. But here's the thing. Look, I'm not vouching for Gary, but to my knowledge, it has not been confirmed that Gary has been proven guilty of the crimes that he was accused of or arrested for. So remember, to my knowledge, we still don't have confirmation as to whether or not he actually did the money laundering and all that other stuff, all the other illegal activity. It just seems very suspect how Andy had all of her money sucked away after giving her account information to the accountant or whoever Gary told her to call. And the other night, when I was looking at some season one clips, I know Sabrina said Andy's ex boyfriend from college who abused her, Andy didn't leave him until he bruised her ribs. And remember, that's what Gary did too. I got it on my video list. I forgot all about that. Which begs the question of, was this boyfriend someone who was already in a relationship and Andy got with him anyway? I don't know. I ain't even thinking about breakfast. I'm just gonna eat lunch whenever I wake up. Oh yeah, I'm literally on Twitter going through tweets right now. Hayden, man. Okay, this is a good tweet. It's coming to the point where I'm starting to like Gary more than Andy, and there's something definitely wrong with that picture. A lot of people are like, I fast forward through the Gary and Andy scenes. I am seeing some very interesting tweets of people, well, women specifically, like Tyler Perry, please stop writing educated women as weak. They all do that. I had to zoom in 5 times for this. I just can't. You got Andy looking like a fool and not mentally abused, but a educated mentally abused case of not noting her work, not knowing her worth kind of fool. Sorry, I'm still reading tweets. Still reading tweets. There's no way I can watch the entire episode before I go to sleep. I think I'm going to jump to the end because that's the part everybody seems to talk about. I'm guessing the proposal's at the end. My biggest problem with Andy, I think my biggest problem with Andy isn't the fact that she makes dumbass decisions. It's the fact that she always feels like she has to play the victim and voice her feelings to her friends, and then when they give her solid advice, she just does the opposite. It's like knowing ice cream is going to give you stretch marks if you eat too much, and you talk to everybody about it. It's like, well, why not just eat something sugar free or just eat some vegetables? But then when nobody's looking, you decide to eat the ice cream anyway, and then hate all ice cream in the world. Ice cream ain't shit. Look what it did to me. It's like you knew what you were getting into. It's like that's why I never really hung with Andy during season one. It's like men ain't shit, and I'm like, you got with a married man. Like, what the hell? Don't put all men in that category just because you got into a situation that you shouldn't have gotten into to begin with. Hang on, I'm actually going to pull it up right now. Stupid pop-ups. Okay, so it's like a 7-minute scene. I got played at double speed.
So tell me. I have nothing to tell. What do you want to say? I'm having a hard time finding words right now. What can I start? Yeah. Okay.
I'm watching the scene.
Alright. First, this is my ticket to Boston. One way. I'll take this trip in a couple days unless you say no. And these aren't forced papers. She signed. Yeah.
Jasmine signed the divorce papers?
You know, it's all bullshit. They found the documents of Jasmine's fingerprints on that trace back to Morris's firm. So, you know, all that's bullshit.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me watch this again.
Straight now. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's 3 things I want to show you. Alright. First, this is my ticket to Boston.
Ticket to Boston.
One way.
One way.
It's in a couple days unless you say no. And these aren't forced papers. She signed. Yeah. I'm trying my lawyers on it right now so they're getting it all straight now. You know, it's all bullshit. They found the documents of Jasmine's fingerprints on that trace back to Morris's firm. So, you know, all that's bullshit. And when I heard about it, I told her, you need to sign it or you go to jail. And she signed it.
Okay, okay, makes sense.
I never thought she would do something like that. Yeah. Well, when you first met? 1 month married. I was drunk. And she lied about being pregnant. When I was young. You don't think that was information I need to know? I was 19. She had to give me a lock with that written. But it was a no, and it didn't last long. Gary, I love you with all of my heart. You're all of it, not part of it. It needs one way, and that's for you. Okay. If I've lost you, then this is it. And you'll be sad for the rest of my life. Yeah. I know you don't know what to say. It's a lot. I know you're scared. Yeah. And I know I give you every right to be.
Okay, I paused the episode, okay? I'm at the point where Gary's like, you know, if I lost you, then if I went to Boston without you, I'd be sad for the rest of my life. Here's my biggest thing with Gary. Honestly, I don't really hate Gary. I want to be honest here. I don't really hate Gary. Believe it, I know it sounds weird, but I don't hate Gary. Because I remember watching towards the end of season 1, you know, like when Jasmine tore up his car and, you know, poured his mother's urn into the gas cap and, you know, started beating him with the bat. He was trying to avoid that situation. I remember doing big breakdown videos on the whole situation about Jasmine, how Gary, the only reason he hit her once, and it was a backhand because it was to stop her from hitting him with the bat, because he grabbed onto the bat and then backhanded her so she let go. So that was self-defense. And he honestly didn't know about the parking garage, you know, roof where she fell off, because she had jumped on him and attacked him, and he was trying to flail to get her off. So he honestly didn't intend to have her fall to her near death. But it's his anger issues that really are annoying, not to mention the manipulation. But then again, that's just Andy's stupidity, because it's almost like when she's unsure about something, he throws this humongous decision in her hands. It's like, I won't go to Boston if you tell me to stay, or, you know, if you tell me to do this or whatever. But it's almost like, again, false manipulation, because he makes it seem like he's handing Andy the keys, but no matter what she says or does, he's going to be the one driving. All right, let me finish up. And also, that's a good story he said about his lawyers and learning about Jasmine, the fingerprints, and now it was all a scam. So I really wonder if this happened, because then that could conclude that he is innocent. All right, let me finish the scene now.
Hey, please don't just stay. I promise you nothing. I promise you nothing that you told me about. Because I'll always be there for you. Always protect you. And never hurt you. Come in. Gary, I guess I'm jealous. That's scary. I know. Here's the third thing. This is another to the counselor that I'm seeing. I told him to share everything with you. And I'm going 3 days a week if I stay. Can I leave?
He's going to a counselor.
There in Boston City. I know you don't know what to say. No, it's a lot. It's a lot. Just tell me to say. I can't say that.
She can't say it. She can't say stay.
I got divorced. Then we can marry. This ring is for you all for as long as you want to. I don't care how long my is going to take. I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to wait for you.
So that's like a promise ring he's giving her.
Ay, not yet, no. I just has to be right.
Oh, Karen just rolled up in there. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, like I said, I watched the full episode for context later on today, but where's Medea when you need her to slap some sense? Slap some sense into Andy and put a couple in Gary's behind. But again, I don't really dislike Gary, to be honest. It's like I really feel like we're seeing the same kind of character in a lot of Tyler Perry shows. Like everything he was saying and doing, Justin did the same crap to Jeffrey. Well, hey, I need help. You can help me get counseling and yada yada yada. And it's like just die already. But I don't know. That was a good scene though. I hated Andy in her reactions in the scene, but I thought Gary that was a very well acted scene by Gary. I think that's one of his best ones. I mean, sure he's spouting out the same nonsense, but I do feel like that was one of his best acted scenes. But it's like they say, words are one thing, but change behavior is another, So I do like the fact that he did say, keep it as long as you want. But I feel like him acting like his happiness is dependent on Andy doesn't make sense to me. And even though it seems like a lot of good things have happened, like the divorce papers, apparently his charges have been dropped because they were phony. I really wish we would have kind of saw that stuff on screen. Yeah. And Gary is a con artist, period. It's like I wish we could see some of these things, like the him seeing Jasmine in the hospital, the lawyers working. This just so like that everything just turned out okay. I don't know. But like I said, I'll do a full review and all that stuff later this week. But yeah. All right, well, I'm about to finally hit the sheets and probably, Lord willing, wake up around noonish, 2 o'clock. I'll get as much sleep as I need. And like I said, I'll wake up refreshed and watch the episode, do my videos from there. And, yeah, just work, But hopefully we can fast forward a few months, be in that house already. Because I was in Walmart, 3 different Walmarts yesterday, and I saw some of like the 40, 60-inch Rokus, and I'm like, one of those going in like the living room area. So yeah. All right, guys, well, go ahead and thumbs up the video. You see the Cash App if you want to donate. You don't have to, but it is appreciated. And we'll go from there. So thanks so much for tuning in to this just random I Can't Sleep. And I can't wait for WandaVision tomorrow. Yeah. All right, guys, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Once I hit the button.